We begin this afternoon with a case of a former Lewis pediatrician charged with assaulting more than 100 patients. She got school-age children up and moving with a new workout video from Beyonce. Now the First Lady is at it again. Those behind the legislation say graffiti not only makes the neighborhood less attractive, but when you see messages like street life and skulls, it's communication between gangs that can bring more crime in the neighborhood. Emily, the festival started just about 2 hours ago, and people are already starting to pile into the downtown area. We're currently on the Riverwalk, and just behind me, the bands have been playing. And police say around 12:55, this home on Lake Street was hit with gunshots multiple times. Here you can actually see 2 bullet holes through this window, and 1 person was actually hit inside. Since the death of Osama bin Laden, crude oil prices dropped $111 a barrel. That's its lowest in 31 months. And take a look at the prices here at this pump. He received a fatal shot to the back, and though witnesses were here at the scene, police say they didn't get enough information to find a suspect. Pemberton Drive is one of the secondary roads in Wycomico County, causing problems for drivers. And you can see why. Just looking at this compacted snow, it's making it slippery for drivers, almost like ice. And after riding about 44 miles, the cyclists are ready for another break. This is a second rest stop at Whiten Road. And Delaware State Police say 3 people were hurt in a 3-vehicle crash in Greenwood. This show is a little bit different than your typical courtroom setting. And why did you all decide to do that?
Amber, it is way different from the typical courtroom setting. Amber, when
prisoners count down their days until freedom. But according to a new report, once those doors open, in less than 5 years, former inmates are back behind bars. In Maryland, more than 47% of inmates released return.
They're stuck, and I think they're just not ready to get their life back, I guess. They're just not ready, or they don't know how to do it.
Tabitha Long is learning how to get her life back. Long was in and out of jail stealing to feed a drug addiction. She turned to the Goodwill Career Center after entering a drug rehabilitation program. Those who finish the career training program often can find jobs right away. In fact, if there's an opening here at the Goodwill store, some transition right into work. That's exactly what Tabitha did, and she is now working full-time at the Goodwill retail store. She also has sole custody of her 3 kids and is living in her own house. The Maryland Department of Corrections is using more programs like this to reduce the number of inmates coming back into the system. Annette Lee is a coordinator for the Goodwill Career Center and works closely with inmates at ECI, providing job training.
Some of my clients even say it's easier in prison. They are going to run into a brick wall, because if they have felonies, more than 1 felony charge, it's going to be very hard, but not impossible.
Tabitha is just one of many proving that.
Everything's going great. My kids are happy. I'm happy.
Amber Watson, WMDT 47 News. 15 months after 11-year-old Sarah Foxwell's body was found abused and burned in a Wycomico County field, the man accused of the crime, Thomas Leggs Jr., finally made a confession in the courtroom. He gave his sympathy to the family, saying, "There was nothing I can say for the pain I caused and how I affected the family."
I was very shocked that he
shocked.
spoke to us. It was almost like an insult. Nothing can ever bring Sarah back to us, nor repair the big gaping hole in my heart.
Leggs pleaded guilty to murder, rape, kidnapping, and burglary under a plea deal to escape the death penalty. In exchange, he will serve 2 consecutive life sentences, plus a total of 50 years.
But knowing that this sociopath, this murderer, this child rapist is now permanently off of our streets, will at least bring some small measure of closure to this entire nightmare.
Sarah Foxwell's mother says she's happy with the plea deal. She said she didn't want to have to relive the tragic moments of her daughter's death that would have been dragged out in a trial.
Because the state of Maryland would have never put him to death, and we felt it in Sarah's honor and memory that he needs to sit and look over his shoulder every day of his life and be in fear. It was justice for us and for her.
And that I personally believe that Thomas Leggs deserves to be executed. Nonetheless, I do not feel I should force Sarah's family to suffer a life of constant upheaval and turmoil.
Now the family says the healing process will begin.
We haven't had a chance to do that. Now we all need to do that together. And
To take care of the children.
yes,
Take care of the kids.
and to make sure that this never happens to another child in our county or abroad. ever again.
Amber Watson, WMDT 47 News. Food prices in the U.S. soared to 3.9% last month. It's the steepest rise in food in nearly 4 decades. And it's something that hasn't gone unnoticed for shoppers in Salisbury.
I shop and get stuff that's on sale mostly.
As a matter of fact, I've been to 3 stores today, just like trying to get different things, and the produce has gone up unbelievably.
The Producer Price Index says some veggies have more than doubled in price, but buying fruits and vegetables in season can help you save big. And here's another tip from GrocerySavings.com. When buying produce, make sure it's dry. If it's been sprayed with water, it will weigh more and cost more. Experts say whenever you're buying meat, you should always get it on sale. But if you can't find any good deals, they say if you stick with ground beef in bulk, that should save you a few dollars. Sticking with store brand items also helps.
You know, I never have until recently, and I swore I would never do that, you know, but I have done it, and the quality is the same.
Most stores have a discount card, which can also trim down the final bill.
Save $22.02.
That's good. So you use your bonus card often?
Always. I have to.
Amber Watson, WMDT 47 News. In less than 24 hours, a mother of 4 could be left homeless after she was allegedly scammed on a popular website. Police say it's a scam several fell for. Craigslist. It's an online classified site billions log on to find just about anything, including Mindy Page. The mother of 4 was searching for a rental house and found an offer on Craigslist that sounded too good to refuse.
He had an ad on Craigslist for a nonprofit organization that had foreclosed on houses. I was very interested because it was a huge house and it was very cheap.
Mindy says the man behind the deal was Robert Ostera. He allegedly promised Mindy she could move into this Pocomoke City house for just $5.90 a month. Mindy said when she met with Robert, she signed a lease to move into this house. He even gave her a set of keys and told her if she put in a little bit of sweat equity, she would actually get the first month's rent for free. Police say Ostera was hired by several property owners to make repairs on homes that were inhabitable, but was never authorized to rent them out. While he hasn't been charged in Mindy's case, he has been charged in a similar case with 5 others under investigation.
He seemed like he cared. He seemed like that he was going to honestly get the house together, and yeah, he seemed like he cared. I gave him $600 deposit on the house and then started working on it.
It was the last dollars Mindy had, and in hours, this shaded spot on the street of Salisbury could be the family's new home.
What do I tell my kids? Letting them down, and you know, the baby, what would happen to the baby? He's a newborn.
Ostera's arrest in another case brings little comfort to Mindy, who is trying to protect her children.
I don't want to lose my kids, that's all I have, so.
And Mindy has to move out of her Salisbury home on Smith Street on Thursday. She says she has looked into several shelters, but her family size is too large to fit into one room. The investigation into Ostera continues, and victims are asked to call Pocomoke City Police at 410-957-1600.